So this is a video going over how to teach a halt. A halt is the somewhat last thing I would teach a dog. I want a really strong stand at heel before I put a halt in. The reason being that your dog has to be in motion, i.e. up on 4 feet, more during heel work than it does have to be in a sit at heel. So it's not something that I want to teach them too early, and I find it relatively easy to get them to do. So again, I want to prioritise the dog really understanding its position when it's in a stand or when it's on the move. So it's one of the few exercises that I would actually use a lead on a dog. I don't, generally speaking, use a lead to train my dogs. No other reason that I don't find it necessary, but it is an exercise that I would use to teach it on the lead. So I'm going to run this through with punch, as you can see here, and I start with the dog out wide. The cue for my dogs to halt is I will drag the left leg up to meet the right, and as I drag the left leg and they come together, that cues the dog to sit. So I start with the dog out wide and have the dog in a stand, and as I drag, I just put a little bit of tension on the collar, and you can see it's barely anything, and the hot collar hardly moves. It's not a great pull, it's just to help him get into the position. So once I've got the dog understanding that, okay, I would put it on the leg, and same thing again, I would drag the leg, and if the dog doesn't read it, I just redo. I step back and drag again there, and as I drag, I put a little bit of tension in the collar. The tension just causes the dog to pull against the lead, and therefore go into a sit easier. Good. And as the dog hits the ground, I reward it. So really straightforward how to teach a halt. Again, as I say, I start it off the leg, and once I've got the dog understanding that, I then progress to doing a couple of steps forward and introducing the halt. So this is just so you can see it from another angle. You can see my leg drag along the ground and be brought together, which cues the dog to sit. I don't say to the dog sit at this stage. I want the dog to understand it's a physical cue. Adding more steps before I go into it, causing the dog to sit. Once the dog understands the concept of my legs being dragged, I can get rid of the lead, and then add it to longer stretches of heel work. Just a very simple video how to teach a halt. Good luck, guys.